is there in the growth economies.
Okay, let me take that to you now, Dikshu Kukreja, again on what has stood up, would have been the biggest takeaways so far of what you've heard at the Raisina Dialogue 2025. Also, of course, following that up by asking you also about India-Albania relations going ahead as well. Where do you see things headed between the two countries, and have those conversations also happened on the sidelines of the summit?
So I've been watching and been a participant of Raisina in the last few years, and it really makes me, see with a sense of awe how this conference is really assumed a global, it's become the place to be. I mean, this year, in its 10th year, 120 nations participating in it is a feat in itself. And I commend the organizers and ORF for making it such an inclusive conference that small nations like Albania, with a population of about 2.5 million people, we are sitting at the table there as well, discussing global order and finding solutions, discussing solutions and participating, whether it's on the geopolitical side, whether it's on the geo-economic side. So from that point of view, I think I commend the inclusive nature of Raisina. Having said that, India and Albania also share a lot in common. And that's not just that one individual, Mother Teresa, that most of us are familiar with, but it's the kind of culture that both the countries have. The populations might be two extremes of the pendulum, but they're both peace-loving nations. They're nations which are there to not create conflict, but they're nations which try to solve conflict. Of course, Albania itself is at the forefront of the Balkan region. It is part of NATO. It is a European nation which is also on its way to becoming part of EU in the future. But having said that, it is a country which does believe that, the global order needs to be fixed. And when we talk about, for example, climate change, we talk about the environment, which is a matter which is very, very close to my heart. I see that Albania is at the forefront. Today, Albania is net zero in all ways, in all respects. And it is being able to create its own energy and not really affecting the environment in the way many other countries are polluting the global climate and contributing to climate change. So in those respects, I think there's a lot to learn from both of them. Albania is one of the fastest growing economies in Europe. So while we have seen recession hitting Europe, while we've seen the war ravaging the economy in Europe, Albania's economy has been growing very fast. So there are lots of lessons, irrespective of the scale of the two nations, lots of lessons that both nations, India and Albania, can present to the world.